Old rain day. What a way to ruin a Saturday. Alrighty, guys, we're pretty much done on this build right here. Now there is a couple things I want to do to it in the near future. One, I'd like to add a hydro brake, handbrake, with the shifter knob, just maybe even a little higher than the steering wheel. Give it that old school look, and just give it that completely unique look, as well as be able to be used as an e-brake. We got the hydro brake on our disc brake right there to our main brake, and we're pretty much going to do our e-brake like that, guys. We're just going to use that steel bar. I don't like using the cable. That bar is just reliable. Now the problem I'm going to have with this is my clearance, guys. Now there's no way I can get another disc and caliper on this right here. I can get a disc on there easy, but the caliper will rub against the wheel if we do that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put a band brake on here. We're going to get our rod, cut it off about right here, send it into our handbrake handle, put a return spring on our handbrake handle, and then we'll have us a cool little handbrake. Maybe even get one of them cool little chrome skull head shifter knobs. That'd set it off. Look really cool, as well as work. Two reasons, you can rip it, you can drift it, and it's a safety feature. You got your brake, your brake fails, you got another brake you still got a hold of. You know what I mean? So, not a bad idea to have two brakes on these things. Next thing, guys, I need to get a more modern steering column on this thing. We chopped and cut it, wasn't thinking. It was a left side steer. You can see where the old mounts were for the steering column, but we stepped it over. What we did was we didn't center our column perfectly, and what we got here is an OCD steering wheel now. Kind of stupid. For one, I want to get rid of that. Looks purposes. And two, this thing is absolutely dangerous, you guys. How responsive it is, because it has no play in these stabilizers at all. There should be like a little swivel ball in there on these as well. But they're just bolted down. These older carts were like that, guys. Now, it's not really too bad on off-road, on dirt, but on concrete, you can really feel it. It's like driving an old school 4x4 pickup truck with really big mud tires. It'll take you left to center if you let it. Definitely a two-handed cart. Usually when I'm doing my videos, I don't open it up all the way, because it's just, you definitely want to be holding this thing with two hands when you get up to that high rate of speed. Now these modern carts don't got that. They got these little, see that? We got the swivel in there. Gives it that little bit of, gives it that play. We're going to do that with this. Not really too crucial. I got it under control. I know how to handle it. But not only will it look cooler, it'll be a little bit safer. Maybe get the stainless steel or chrome steering bars there. Get our steering wheel straightened up there. Get a new one on. But yeah, guys, this thing turned out real good. We extended our brake and accelerator up 4 inches, as well as set back the seat 4 inches, to make it a more comfortable ride for a full-size individual. 59 tooth sprocket. We got the 41T chain on there. I like the big chains, guys. Little chains bend and snap. These big boy chains, I prefer them. We got our caliper, disc brake. That's all working fine and dandy. You can see here, like I said, we utilize that rod. Boom. And we got good brakes. Damn good brakes. .36-inch live axle, guys, on pillow blocks. Now, me personally, when doing these live axles, guys, these things right here, you really want these things on that back axle. These shaft collars, specifically on each side of your pillow block or your bearing block, whatever you're using. That'll just give you some more. That axle ain't gonna slide. You know what I'm saying? I put them shaft collars on the end of my wheel hub, and I put them on each side of the pillow blocks just to ensure that we get none of that shifting shit over time. They're locked in, they're tight. But yeah, she turned out real good, guys, and does what I want it to do. It's got that top cart function, that top cart agility, top cart speed, top cart size, and it's so easy to work on. Like, the idea behind this build, guys, was to make a top cart that was actually like this. This is not like a standard top cart. Like, I don't know if you guys seen my other top cart video, my orange one, McNasty, but that was kind of a small, flimsy cart. It seemed like it even bent when I sat on it. It wasn't heavy duty. This thing is like some kind of little mini Sprint or something. Took some talking a fella out of to get my hands on this damn thing. Got some pretty cool pieces, as well as the nose cone, but I don't think I'm gonna put that stuff on there, guys, just because, like I said, I like being able to work on this stuff easy. And you're gonna be working on it, shit fucking happens. But yeah, when it comes to these top carts, how they're built, guys, they just cram everything together, and in a lot of instances you're kind of restricted on what you can and can't do. Like with this one, we've already installed our riser pad there. We had to mount our new deck plate on there because the old one had been removed by a previous owner or something. But on these carts, you're not just going to set these engines right on your deck plate, guys, because the bottom of your carburetor is going to rub up against your wheel. You can't have that. These absolutely need to be on these top carts. Now, this one, we don't have to have that because of how we designed it, the idea we come up with. But carts like these, guys, like stuff like this is like why I built this cart right here, just because you don't got to do specific things to this one like you got to do with this one. Now, we took off the stock bearing casings, and we're going to replace it with pillow blocks so we can get another inch or 3/4 of an inch drop. So we'll be able to put these big 13.6s on here as opposed to your standard 10.5s. And usually a lot of these top carts, you know, you're only going to be able to put so many size wheels on them. Like that orange one I built, guys, you could only put the 10.5 low profile on it. No other tire would fit, or it would rub on that carburetor bowl. But we found this guy, and it's a durable cart, guys. This thing is heavy duty. This is an adult cart. This ain't a kid's cart. A 6'2" fella could get in this thing and do just fine. But the subtle differences when dealing with these top carts and your standard carts, guys. The idea behind this cart was to make it a lot easier to work on than this cart. Meaning we can put different types of parts on here. We could put different size wheels on here, guys. We're not restricted by certain things. Works out really, really well. The length, the weight is just absolutely identical to the top cart. We got, I believe it's 52 or 53 inches, hub to hub, end to end. The width itself of the cart is just the same measurements of your typical top cart. I actually got these dimensions from the orange cart before I sold it on Marketplace. But it works out really, really well, guys. And I mean, this thing was a hunk of shit. If this tells you anything, how bad this cart was, that was the original tire that was on that thing. Yeah. Imagine that on this whole thing, you guys. Just stupid. The stupid bars on it was stupid long. We chopped it up, gave her a facelift, put some modern parts on her. Now we got a streamlined butterfly. Like I said, just a few things I want to change. Really want to get that hydro brake on there. One, for safety purposes. Two, it's going to look super, super cool. And yeah, this whole steering column, you know what I mean? Change out all that. Maybe get some chrome or some polished silver, something like that. Something looks a little better and works well. You know, got the little balls in there to give it a little movement instead of just being so tight. I mean, this thing just, oh my goodness. You definitely got to hold on to this thing with two hands. Other than that, build turned out real well, guys. Turned the hunk of shit to a masterpiece. And right on to the next one. This was gonna be fun, guys. Gonna be fun. Slow process. Got kind of at the end of the season last year, so extra money kind of went dry. Usually how it is when you're in construction. But warm season's upon us, and we're getting storms, so money will be coming in, and I'll be able to invest in my projects. Trying to get this thing going, guys. What we want to do is, two is always better than one. We need some two-player action. A little bit of racing. Where the real fun begins. Not no pro shit, guys. You know, this, like, builds like this, you know, you guys using cheap parts or things like that, you know, if you're going to be running these things professionally, obviously you want to buy the best stuff you can possibly buy, guys, you know. But if you're just like me, a garage tinker that likes building things, you're just going to use these things to go around a few laps every weekend, these cheap parts are the way to go. These Vever rims kick ass, I'm here to tell you. Actually quite tempted to switch out all my standard hubs for metrics, but now I just got to buy a whole nother set of rims. But you know, I got a whole set right here. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, guys, cheap fun hobby, man. I wish I could do this with like old cars, but you know, who's got the money for all that? I'd really love to be working on an old 67 Mustang or something like that, but just shit's just too expensive. So I'll do the next best thing. Play with these little fuckers.